Okay, good day class. So our topic for today is about the lesson 12 or the three cardinal sins of research conducts. So mayor of class says, please write this on your board or on the board, write falsification, then separated by line, then fabrication, and then separated ulit ng line, then plagiarism. Because you're going to have this quick activity on the next slide. So, and then once you write it on the board, so we're going to do this. So you're going to choose a word which describes falsification, plagiarism, and fabrication. So among these words, you're going to choose and then write it on the board if these words describes falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism. So I will be giving you 3 minutes so everyone can stand and everyone must participate on this activity. So 3 minutes. So you're going to do this. Starts now. 30 seconds left. Ten seconds. Okay, time is up. So if you didn't finish this activity, so along the discussion, you may put some words na nakalimutan yung ilagay or naiwan. Pero huwag nyo kalimutan makinig, no? Okay, let's move forward kasi we're going to check that throughout this discussion. So we will see if your words putted in each um, words are or really describes these three cardinal sins. So the three cardinal sins of research conduct. So this will be our lesson. But first, what is research conduct? So in this slide, so research conduct refers to the standards, behaviors, and ethical principles that guide how research is planned, carried out, recorded, reported, and shared. It ensures that research is done honestly, responsibly, and with integrity. So nakalagay po dyan honestly, meaning lumalabas na kung paano mo ito gawin ng naayon sa iyong kilos at paggalaw. So in simple terms, it is how researchers should behave when doing research. So ibig sabihin, gaano ka nga ba ka-responsable sa paggagawa ng research? Ikaw ba ay maingat na gumagamit ng mga words? Ikaw ba ay nagsa-search ng tamang mga information coming from the different sources? So going back, the three cardinal sins of research conduct, as stated in an article by Pennsylvania State University, there are three basic research misconduct. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung mga nakakalimutan at hindi nagagawa or hindi nakukonsider ng mga researchers sa kanilang mga ginagawang papers, like yung mga research. No? So, ito yung tatlong mga yon, yung kaninang falsification, fabrication, and plagiarism. So, these are the three cardinal sins. So, in falsification, so check nyo sa board ninyo kung tama yung nailagay ninyo. So, if you put the manipulating, changing, and omitting na words sa falsification, then you are correct. So, it is the act of manipulating research materials, equipments, or processes, or changing or omitting data or results such that the research is not accurately represented in the research record. So, nakalagay dyan, no? Research is not accurately represented. Ayan, no? Accurately. So, ibig sabihin, dinaya, no? So, nakaraan, or in our legal and ethics topic, meron po tayo dyang nilagay na accuracy na ethical and legal issues. No? Ibig sabihin, inaccurate yung ginawa mo dahil ikaw ay merong binago. Okay? So like for example, in your research, you conducted surveys and you have to finish your surveys in 50 responses. And that's part of your objective to meet the 50 responses. Pero 49 lang yung may accurate responses. So sabi ng member mo or sabi ng kagrupo mo, baguhin na lang natin para matapos na natin siya into 50 responses. So, in order for you to meet the objective, may times na ginagawa yon, which is mali po dapat. Okay? So, that's an example of falsification. You are changing or omitting the data. Okay? So, ingat-ingat po sa paggamit po niyan. Ha? So, wag po tayong nandadaya. Okay? Next. So, in fabrication, so tingnan nyo ulit yung board kung tama yung mga nailagay nyong words under fabrication. So, construction, addition, observation, characterization. Kung yan po ay nailagay nyo sa fabrication, then you are correct. So, again, fabrication is the construction and or addition of data, observations, or characterizations that never occurred in the gathering of data or running of experiments. So, yung kung bagay na ginagawa natin na dagdag tayo ng dagdag para lang ma-meet yung isang objective. Okay? So, yun po yung, for example, again, survey ulit. You have to meet the objectives of 50 responses and you only have 47. Then again, one of your group na si ganto ganyan lang, nasabi, dagdagan na lang natin ng responses para matapos na natin yung 50 responses according to the objectives. So, natapos nyo nga, but then another sin na naman ang nagawa ninyo under the research conduct, under the research misconduct. No? Huwag po tayong gumagawa ng mga data na hindi naman po talaga natin or hindi naman po talaga siya galing sa mga responders. Tandaan, you are the researchers and you are not the responders of your research. Naintindihan? Okay, let's proceed. In plagiarism, again, pag nakita niyo yung mga words na to sa inyong board at nailagay niyo ng tama, then you are correct. So, means representing the work of others as your own work. So, na-discuss naman na natin to sa legal and ethics. So, this is another reminder. If committed unintentionally, according to plagiarism, the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary defines plagiarism is to steal. Tingnan niyo po sa board kung nalagay niyo. Pass, theft. So, yan po yung mga tamang sagot sa plagiarism. So, yun po pagnanakaw, pagpapasa ng mga sagot or gawa ng iba at pag-aangkin, paggamit ng mga ibang information coming from the crediting sources. To commit literary theft, bawal na bawal po yan. To present a new original idea or product derived from an existing. So that's an example of plagiarism. So in order to plagiarism, it is an act of fraud. Tingnan nyo sa board kung nalagay nyo po ba yung fraud sa plagiarism, then you are correct. Steal, and then yung lying. So yan po yung mga words under plagiarism. So, meaning, ito po yung pagnanakaw ng mga gawa ng iba. Okay po? So, now, according to Boyd Duin College, there are 4 common types of plagiarism. So, these are direct plagiarism, self-plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, and then the accidental plagiarism. So, yung mga types na to, iisa-isahin natin. So, una po, direct plagiarism. So, sabi po dito, it is the word-for-word transcription. Okay, ibig sabihin po, wala pong binago coming from the information at ito'y directly kinopya. So, that's an example of direct plagiarism. Direkta mong kinopya yung gawa ng iba na wala man lang pagpaparaphrase, pag-credit sa may-ari. So, yun po ay example ng direct plagiarism. So, the deliberate plagiarism of someone else's work is unethical, academically dishonest, and grounds for disciplinary actions. So, pwede ka ditong pagmultahin, pwede kang isuspinde, or pwede kang i-kick out sa institution if you do this kind of plagiarism. Okay? Including expulsion. And po. Next, self-plagiarism. So, coming up from its word na self, occurs when a person submits his or her own previous work or mixes part of previous works without permission from all authorities involved. So, yung gawa mo, nung high school, pinasa mo, nung college ka, dahil same lang naman yung pinapagawa, ay ginawa mo. So, that's an act of self-plagiarism. So, hindi ka nagpaalam sa mga authorities coming, for example, na defense mo yan, na review ng expert, hindi mo pinaalam sa mga nag-review, sa mga panels, yung gawa mo, nagagamitin mo ulit siya. So, hindi po pwede yun. So, example, it would be unacceptable to incorporate part of a term paper you wrote in high school into a paper assigned in a college course. Self-plagiarism also applies to submitting the same piece of work for assignments in different classes without previous permission from both professors. Okay po, or both researchers, panelists, and advisors. So, bawal na bawal po ang paggamit ng nagawa ng information at ipapasa mo ulit siya. Okay? Next, mosaic plagiarism occurs when a person borrows phrases from a source without using quotation marks or finds synonyms for the author's language while keeping to the same general structure and meaning of the original, sometimes called patch writing. This kind of paraphrasing, whether intentional or not, is academically dishonest and punishable even if you footnote your source. So, bawal din po ang paghihiram ng source like pagkapatsi-patsi. Alam niyo yung mosaic collage. Alam niyo sa mga collage, di ba, mga picture na sama-sama. So, bawal po yung patsi-patsi ng mga information. So, compared po sa direct, kung direct plagiarism is kinopya niya ng direkta, kay mosaic plagiarism po is kinopya niya naman ng papatsi-patsi. Okay po, bawal po yon. So, same po sila na hindi na nag-credit ng source and using quotation marks. Okay, next. Last plagiarism, accidental plagiarism occurs when a person neglects to cite their sources, misquotes them, or unintentionally paraphrase a source by using similar words, group of words, and or sentence structure without attribution. So, madalas na aksidente. Bigyan natin ng example. Aksidente mong naiwan yung pera mo. Pumasok ka ng school. So, kalakip kagad kasi ng aksidente yun ay yung neglection. So, meaning po kasi ng neglection, kapabayaan or nakalimutan mong isipin na hindi mo ito agad na-consider, nakita, napansin. So, nagiging out of minded ka or absent-minded due to neglection. So, kaya po, dapat bago tayo kumukuha ng information, we should think if it is right to get the information without attributing. Is it right to use the information without putting quotation marks? Kasi po, mapupunta tayo sa ganitong klaseng plagiarism, yung accidental. Okay po, naintindihan? Okay, so let's proceed. Yan lang po ang ating topic for this morning. So, again, we have the 3 cardinal sins. Ang una po ay falsification, fabrication, and then plagiarism. And then po yung 4 na plagiarism, we have direct, self-plagiarism, mosaic, and then yung accidental plagiarism. Okay, so hindi ko kayo matatanong dahil nasa video to, pero you should review this afterwards. Pwede nyo ulit-ulitin yung video. Okay, so generalization lang tayo. So, punta tayo sa differentiate. So, if we would differentiate fabrication and falsification, so, ang difference po niyan, in fabrication, you are adding another information. Unlike for falsification, you are changing. So, magkaiba po yun. Yun po ang kaibahan nila. And then, for direct plagiarism and mosaic plagiarism, direct is directly kinakopy nyo po yung information. And in mosaic plagiarism, kayo po ay nagpapatsi-patsi ng information. So, yun po ang inyong dapat pakaingatan, no? So, iwas po sa pag-plagiarize, pag-fabricate, at pag-falsify ng information. So, there are following cases in Supreme Court e-library na talaga namang nangyayari po yan. At wag naman kayong madulot. So, under Article 171 of Revised Penal Code, falsification is very common, especially among government officials. Okay, kaya po, ingat po tayo. So, if you have any questions, reserve it on your notebook, write it, and then by the next meeting, pag-usapan natin yan. So, yun lang. So, your activity for this lesson, get your notebook, and write your following answers from these following questions. So, number 1. So, this occurs when a person borrows phrases from a source without using quotation marks or finds synonyms for the author's language while keeping to the same general structure and meaning of the original. Letter A, direct plagiarism. Letter B, self-plagiarism. Letter C, mosaic plagiarism. And letter D, accidental plagiarism. So, write your answer in your notebook. And then next, number 2. So, it is the word-for-word transcription of a section of someone else's work without attribution and without quotation marks. So, A, direct plagiarism. B, self-plagiarism. C, mosaic plagiarism. And D, accidental plagiarism. Number 3, it is the act of manipulating research materials, equipment, or processes, or changing or omitting data. A. Falsification. B. Fabrication. C. Plagiarism. And then D. Accidental plagiarism. And number 4, it is the construction and or addition of data, observations, or characterizations that never occurred in the gathering of data or running of experiments. Letter A, falsification. B, fabrication. C, plagiarism. D, accidental plagiarism. And then number 5, representing the work of others as your own work. A, falsification. B, fabrication. C, plagiarism. D, accidental plagiarism. So, finalize your work. Next meeting, we will check that. And that's all for today. I hope you have a better day and have a nice day. Goodbye, class.